All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Big wave to you. Almost said happy Monday, but happy Tuesday. Yes, yes, yes. So hope everybody got to have some great time with the family this weekend. And obviously in the U.S., we celebrated Memorial Day. And we hopefully everyone honored all of our people that have served our military and fought for our freedoms. And so we come into today and today or all of this week for the rest of the 4 days it has to do with the letter L. And so we kicked off this week. We actually had some to choose from and we chose, so if this is your word, here it goes. We chose the word lift. And I'll be honest, you had to dig in a little bit on the word lift. And I'll tell you what I'm going to share just kept coming back to me. So it was speaking to me this morning. So if you look at the definition of lift, it's raised to a higher position or level. Raised to a higher position or level. Pick up and move to a different position. And I just kept coming back to lifting others. Like every time I'd go out and I'd look at a quote or I'd look at something that had to do around lift, I kept coming back with lifting others. And so that's where I went this morning. And Robert Ingersoll said, we rise by lifting others. We rise by lifting others. And where it was really speaking to me today, and we've talked about this over and over and over on the Coach's Corner, is we benefit so much as humans when we do something good for others. Would you agree with that? You know? And I find myself at times taking away, somebody will try to pay for my meal and I take it away when I should just let them. Or maybe somebody's out on the sidewalk picking up trash and I run out to help them when I should just maybe let them, right? Because what a gift it is to do. Think about when you go and you pick up something on the side of the road. Just yesterday, I was on a run and there was some trash and I picked it up and it did so much for me, right? So I thought about lifting others, and we rise by lifting others. It's the way it makes us feel. It's the way it makes us just gleam inside when we know we're adding value or we're doing something for someone else. So I believe that people have a responsibility as humans, right? I believe it's kind of our give back to God, if you will, that we have a responsibility to notice, to identify, and to create opportunities to lift others. And so many times I fall short of this. I fall short of this because I'm too busy. Maybe I'm grumpy that day. Maybe my life is not going the way it needs to go. And I miss the opportunity to identify and create opportunities to lift somebody else. Can you identify with that? I'm sure none of you have ever felt that way, where you're just going through a tough time in your life. Maybe you're going through one of those moments, but even through those moments, what this really taught me today is even when I'm going through tough times, take the time to identify and to create opportunities to lift other people. Because here's what happens. It builds trust. It strengthens relationships. It improves qualities of work that a person's doing. Think about it. When you take the opportunity to lift up others, maybe it's a waiter or a waitress that just delivered something to you, and you take the opportunity to go, hey, I just want to say thanks for doing that, or thank you so much. What does that do to their quality of work? It makes them want to work more, right? Yeah, I know it does for me. When somebody says, hey, great job, we noticed you. It also, it drives cooperation. How many of you would agree when you're around someone that's constantly creating and identifying opportunities to lift you up, it makes you want to cooperate more. It makes you want to be a part more, right? So in saying all that, lifting others is a big deal that sometimes I fall so short in because of where I'm at in the day. If I'm in a good spirit, I'm looking for those opportunities. But if I'm in a tough spirit, I'm probably letting those opportunities pass me by. So, Andrea, I know you're going to talk about how can we do this? So I'll turn it to you.
Oh, well, that was a great lesson this morning, Coach. And I love that. And I've got a quote from our very own Oprah Winfrey this morning. So she said, surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. And I think that ties in so nicely with what you said, Brent, that, it's powerful when we surround ourselves with people that treat us like we are fantastic and that really want us to win. And on the flip side, it can be powerful when we're in that role, because again, when we're lifting up others, just like Gary would always say, all ships rise with the tide. And so when we lift others, we lift ourselves too. So how can we lift other people up? Like in our day-to-day life, we always can't be, everything, but what are some small things that we can do to lift other people up? So first of all, I think of a book that I read called Good Inside, and it was a parenting book. I highly recommend it to every single human that has made other humans or is helping raise other humans or talks to humans, like all humans. It's a really great book, but it's called Good Inside. And one of the things that the author says is that when we're looking at our kids, assume the best. We assume that our children are good inside, that they're good people, and maybe they're having a temper tantrum or driving us crazy, but they are good people. And I think if we treat everyone as their best self, when we look at other people and we tell them how great they are and know that they truly are good inside, we're lifting them up. And I think about, and I'm going to mess up this quote, but Arlene, I bet you know it, but when we tell people, like, we become what we're told, and what we tell other people, they become. So if I butchered whatever that was supposed to be. Somebody go Google like nonsense and you'll find it. But when we tell people how great they are, they want to become better. Like I think about, I've had some incredible mentors in my life. And when they said, no, I think you can achieve the next level. I think you can go create more. I think you can. Well, I went, you do? And my shoulders went back and I did a little bit more. And we can absolutely do that for others. The next thing we can do to lift up other people is to be brave. What does that mean? Be brave enough to have the hard conversations. Be brave enough to address challenging situations when they come up. Be brave enough to be honest, because we're all going to have some sort of conflict in our relationships. We're going to come to bumpy roads. We're going to have hard moments. And so are the people in our life. But if we're brave enough to address those things head on and deal with them with honesty and compassion, we can lift everybody up through it. Number 3 is to love. So show that you care, right? Love, 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 love. When we show people that we truly care about them, when we show people that they are important to us, when we spread love around like confetti, we lift up others. Number 4 is to let people do what they do best, not what you want them to do. So I might really want Diane to come on over and grow me a garden. Like, come on, Diane, this is going to be great. We'll have so much fun. But Diane might say, I don't want to grow a garden. My strength lies in building a rocket ship. So Diane, build that rocket ship. So sometimes we put people in boxes and we want them to do what we want them to do. But if we let the people in our life excel in the places that they want to excel, then we're allowing them to rise to their highest potential. And then lastly, be a great example. So in order for me to lift others, I've got to lift me first. So I have to commit to being a lifelong learner. I've got to commit to excelling at what I do. I've got to commit to, being a better example with my health or my fitness or my business or my compassion or my giving. Like if I can be a great example for others, then I can help others lift themselves as well. With the full philosophy, we all hear about those refrigerator people, right? Where we say we want to have our picture on other people's refrigerators, but why? Not because they think we're great, because they said, well, gosh, if that one can do it, I sure can too. So this was a good one today. It was a little bit of a struggle. So I appreciate that, Coach. Thanks for making me think.
Yeah, absolutely. It was for me too, but yeah, great word. Guys, we love you. We appreciate it. We hope you have an amazing Tuesday and we'll see you back tomorrow. Surely we'll have a
great day, guys.
birthday tomorrow.
Love you
Thank
all.
y'all.
Have
Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great
I'll
week.
make somebody's birthday, but I haven't found any lately.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you
Good
guys.
work,
Have a
Brenda.
beautiful day.
Everybody have a happy Tuesday.